Hey, love bugs. Dr. Ashley Greer here. I wanted to create a quick video for you about boundaries. I just got done hosting a most bodacious, badass, amazing workshop in my membership space, the Abundance Revolution. It's this ridiculously affordable membership space where I do 3 different workshops each month and a coaching call and psychic readings and all sorts of fabulousness. But anyway, we did this nearly hour and a half long workshop on boundaries where I answered questions and we talked deeply about what boundaries are. And I wanted to share a little bit of what we discussed with all of you because it's something that everybody really needs to get a handle on, and it's something that they really need to feel powerfully about in order to up-level what they deserve in their life and up-level what it is that they're calling in their life. So one of the big problems that everybody has with boundaries is that most people feel boundaries are a wall. Most people feel boundaries are a matter of, I put up this wall and I protect myself. I protect myself from other people. I protect myself from things that'll hurt me. I protect myself from what other people might say. It's about pushing things away from me, right? That's absolutely wrong. That is absolutely wrong, and it's one of the reasons that people end up getting boundaries totally mixed up in their head is because they're operating from a place of self-protection instead of a place of raising their standards. Boundaries are truly about raising your standards, not from a place of self-protection. When you are operating from a place of self-protection, you're actually coming from a place of fear. You're coming from a place of lack. You're coming from a place of other people can hurt me, and so I have to put up these walls so that other people can't hurt me. I have to put up this protection or other people will be able to get to me. And that is absolutely off the mark, totally wrong, and it's why so many people struggle so much with boundaries. It's why people feel like they go into fight or flight. They get this adrenaline rush when it comes to setting boundaries. It's why they feel as though setting boundaries becomes really, really hard, because what setting boundaries is really about is it's about raising your standards, saying these are my standards, and I'm inviting you to meet them. You can either meet them and we can make it work, or you can choose not to meet them and I can go elsewhere. Now, I gave the example of asking for a raise. Asking for a raise is a perfect way that you can set a boundary, right? You go into your boss, you know maybe everybody else in your field is getting paid higher than you, you're doing good work, you've got good reviews from clients, you've got good results, outcomes, all of this stuff. And so you go into your boss's office and you say, hey boss, hey Fred, whatever. I'd like to talk to you about a couple things. I've done some research and it looks like other people who are doing the same work as I am are getting paid this much. And I have some excellent reviews from my clients. You know that I always come through with my outcomes. I actually surpassed the outcomes that you've set out for me initially. And because of this, I really want to ask you for a raise. Your boss is going to be like, nope, we can't do it. And at that point, and this is where the boundary setting actually comes in, you have to say, okay, well, thank you for being clear with me. And I'm going to have to begin looking for another job that pays me fairly for my degree of effort, my degree of passion, my degree of service. Thank you so much. I've so loved working here, and I appreciate having this conversation with you. And I'll let you know when that happens, when that shift is about to happen. The beautiful thing about this is you're not blaming the other person for not meeting your needs. You're not shaming the other person. You're not making it seem as though you have to push away from the other person like, oh, my boss is bad, my boss is evil because he won't give me a raise. No. If that's not what the company can afford right now, that's fine. Maybe they can afford somebody who is closer to the beginning of their career and doesn't have the experience and all of the outcomes and all of the relationships that you already have, and that you need to go to a place where your standards are met and you can get that income that you're looking for. But the thing is when you go out there and you set a boundary, and especially if you're somebody like a lot of my clients are, somebody who isn't used to setting boundaries, somebody who's uncomfortable setting boundaries, somebody who has been raised with the idea that boundaries are either or, boundaries are either, you have none and you're just this dumping ground, this container for everybody to put their crap into, and they can just dump and dump and dump and you just have to take it. No. That is usually because we come from a dysfunctional background where we feel like it's our job to take care of other people's emotions. No, or they go to the other extreme of that self-protection that I was talking about at the beginning, where they feel as though they have to put up such a firm wall and they have to be like, fine, well, you're a jerk then, and I hate this company, and I never wanted to work here anyway, and all that kind of stuff. And that is not accurate either, because then you're not actually honoring the relationship that you did have with that company. Maybe it was a beautiful opportunity. Maybe it was, you love your boss. Maybe you love your your coworkers, you've loved the relationships you've been able to build. You want to be able to honor the things that you've done. But when you set a boundary and you set a new standard, rather than coming from a place of self-protection, you're setting a new standard. You are saying, this is what I desire, and if you can't rise to meet me, I'm going to have to go elsewhere. And that's all there is to it. It's as simple as that. So just watch yourself when it comes to trying to set boundaries from a place of self-protection and a place from fear, because that's not really what boundaries are. That's just self-protection. That's just fear-based running, to be honest. Setting boundaries from a place of an inner standard, an inner sense of self-worth, an inner sense of self-love, an inner sense of self-confidence, an inner sense of I'm enough and I'm worthy of having this standard met. And then being kind to the other person and giving that person the opportunity to meet your standards, to come up and rise to the occasion that you're setting for them. And if they don't, then having the sense that, because that people will push back on your boundaries sometimes if you don't stand by them, a lot of time, always pretty much if you don't stand by them, being willing to let it go if they don't come up to meet you at your standards, and allowing them to go their own way and realizing that you can get better, that you can always rise. Your life will rise to meet your standards. But if you keep lowering your standards, your life will only be rise to the level of your standards. And so if you're more interested in more workshops like this, workshops about settling, workshops about self-love, I want to invite you to check out the Abundance Revolution. It's my monthly membership. It's the cost of basically a cup of coffee a day. You get group coaching, hot seat coaching. You get 3 workshops a month. You get so much benefit from this group. And it's all truly about the sense of self-love comes first. Because when you truly love yourself, then you can truly actually step into relationships that allow you to love and be loved at the deepest levels. And if you're ready to go light speed, this is the work I also do with my one-on-one clients. And I actually have 2 spots open right now to take on some new one-on-one clients. And I'd love to talk to you about this, even if you're just wondering if this is for you, if maybe, if what you've gone through is maybe relevant to the work that I do. I work with women who tend to come from backgrounds where they have felt like their opinion doesn't matter and have felt as though it is their job to keep other people happy. And so they have dimmed themselves, they've contorted themselves, they've made themselves what would make other people happy instead of truly and deeply knowing who they are, instead of truly and deeply loving who they are, so that they can have the life that they desire. Because without self-love, by putting yourself first, you're never going to have the life you desire, because you're always going to be prioritizing other people's opinions. You're always going to be prioritizing other people's happiness. And then you're going to wake up one day on your deathbed and you're going to wonder, what did I just do? What did I just do? What was this life that I just lived when I didn't actually ever do the things that I was meant to do, that I was brought here for? All right, I want to see you. Send me a personal message or shoot me a comment below if you want to chat or if you want to check out the Abundance Revolution. I'm going to put the link below as well. And I can't wait to see you in there. Mwah. We have our next workshop coming up next week. See you there. Bye.